Anyways, I caught all three, just like Notre Dame did against Caleb Williams. Anyways, welcome to another rankings video. Somehow missing Wisconsin. I don't know how that could have happened. Yeah. Definitely didn't put up 6 points against Iowa. Anyways, before I get into this, consider like and subscribing these videos. We're getting in a groove now, so more will be coming out pretty frequently. College football,
Same
NFL,
days, more or less.
Should be
about.
Anyways, we got rankings. Let's go ahead, jump right into them.
Starting at 25.
We have the Air Force, and no, none of my friends who know access codes to any of those special weapons are forcing me to say this.
We also promise we're not being held at gunpoint.
That one too. There's no one sitting right off camera.
Right there,
but no, legitimately 6-0. They're a dang good team, and also nobody else fits there. I'm sure the AP poll will pull somebody out.
Trust us, we tried.
It was hard. Again,
Florida.
James Madison. That's my favorite. James Madison and Toledo. Toledo is another one I looked at for half a second. But yeah, no, we ended up on Air Force. They're a good team. They may not throw the ball, but who needs to throw the ball when you live in the 1800s? At number 24, Tulane, who can throw the ball because Michael Pratt is back and he is rolling with Tulane. They're 5-1. Their only loss being to Ole Miss, where Michael Pratt, in fact, did not play. And let me turn it over to my resident Arizona fan.
Gotta love Arizona recently, especially within the last 2 weeks, with their near win against USC, which was just fantastic. The two of us were definitely rooting for Arizona in that game. Shout out to Peter.
That
won't be the first one this video. No. But yeah, their win this week earned them that 23 spot. Yeah, they are 4-3, but they are looking amazing.
They are. No, they are. I was high on that Washington State team, and they are now just about as low in my rankings as Wisconsin is, and that is impressive because he only scored 6 points in a football game. At 22, we have no shortage of Pac-12 teams, as we will even get to further on. UCLA, I get they lost, but again, look at the list.
Yeah.
We guarantee you these are the 25 best teams right now.
Yep.
Okay, UCLA and Louisville as well belong in the top 25. I get they both have losses. Louisville did absolutely cream the absolute crap out of Notre Dame's.
Which,
I'm not gonna finish
by association, kind of makes them better than USC.
I agree, except for not really.
Except for not really, because that's not how anything actually works.
But in terms of Peter, hi, I know you for sure you've made it this far. Yeah,
Louisville's better than USC.
Anyways,
moving on.
We got going
misery.
Yeah,
they aren't in misery this week.
No, they aren't. They clinched their bowl eligibility with an actually terrific game win against Kentucky. Conditions were horrible on the road. I wish they could have done that last week when I, predicted them to.
Predicted them to win.
Would have been nice.
Unlike this week where we both predicted him to lose.
Yeah, would have been nice,
win.
But thanks Brady. So they're not in misery. They're sitting pretty at 20. Not honestly, with only one loss, they're still in contention for things in the SEC, except for not really because you play Georgia and Alabama.
Georgia and Alabama.
But we do have our run of SEC schools more so than we had our run of Pac-12 schools. Tennessee, LSU. Tennessee just hasn't looked good. Milton just hasn't been it.
But at the same time, they haven't consecutively looked bad.
That's fair.
Which is why they have 19th.
They are at 19.
Which is better than last week because they were at 19 last week.
Well, according to the AP poll, which is
according to the AP
garbage. Really, they were the 22nd best team. But
for us,
yeah. No, I just didn't like what I saw this week. I liked what LSU did in that second half was better than anything Tennessee put forth in that game. So moving on, we got Duke and USC, both teams that have now lost to Notre Dame. And would you like to speak on one of them?
Of course, yeah. USC again barely beat Arizona last week. Miserable. Shouldn't have been in the third overtime. Worse than misery right now.
Literally, except for kind of.
Except they're better.
Worse, but not.
Yeah, so they barely pulled off the win against Arizona last week. Arizona looked amazing. They're still looking amazing. USC, not so much. Yeah. Honestly, it's kind of hard to say they're going to win another game this year, but it's possible. They still got to play UCLA and Cal.
Yeah.
But Utah, Oklahoma, or not Oklahoma.
Not
Alabama. Wow, I am an idiot.
Washington
Washington and Oregon, they're not winning those games. Sorry, Peter. Enjoy the stream.
Wish you could be here. Except
what would you say about Duke?
Duke, they look good. Riley Leonard was out. Their defense stepped up much better than I thought they would. I thought NC State would put up a fight. They didn't, because NC State's not a bad team. Held them to 3 points, so we moved Duke up respectably. Pretty much just fixing it for the Louisville stuff. But
Yep.
It's okay. You know, you covered USC. The only thing is, like, their interior D-line's not bad. The receivers can't separate for crap. So they're at 16.
Got to stop throwing interceptions.
That's a big part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to win when you're throwing.
No,
three.
I do. Three of them, and then he almost lost a fumble in a half.
In a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I agree. Their future is bleak for the year. They
can pull it. They can figure something out. But
next week, if you beat Utah, we'll move you up to 15. Notre Dame and Utah, 14 and 15. Notre Dame, I personally conflicted on, because of that one, and then now that one.
Yeah.
I don't really know what to do. So
Notre Dame, I feel they are right where they belong. I mean, they lost to number 3 Ohio State, which was a great win. It really wasn't a great win. It was
a good game.
Terrifying. It was a great game, but it was a terrifying win. Their only other loss was Louisville, who was ranked at the time. 25th, but they were still ranked, and they just beat USC this week. I don't see a way that they're not here.
No, I have respect for Marcus Freeman, what he does defensively, so I understand maybe we're a little higher on them than some, but I think it is justified, despite, again, the Louisville game specifically. Utah, again, I'm still waiting for Cam Rising to come back before I put him any higher. Thank you. So they're still at 15. They're still winning games. I just, until Rising's back, I don't think they're going to reach their potential. Oregon State, speaking of quarterback play, Mr. Ukulele. He looks pretty well. I think what was it? Over 250 for sure. I don't think he quite reached 300 against UCLA, but he played very well. So I was like, Oregon State at 13, could have him higher, but again, this top is
the top 10 is
pretty
hard.
loaded.
They're pretty loaded right now.
Yeah, so you guys will be pretty. You might not
really
be happy
the only one
when I move. So
yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah. You got anything on Ole Miss and Alabama?
I don't particularly have anything on Ole Miss, but Alabama,
No,
they did not look the greatest this
almost
week.
blew 20. Was it 24-6?
It was a lot.
24-6, I think is what it was.
Pulled the win off 24-21.
Almost 15 straight points for
to
Arkansas. At least 15.
It was that's a rough game.
Yeah.
Like notably, they did still pull the win off.
Win's a win.
Notably, we also have them going down, but that's because of other stuff happening over there. That's not because of their barely win. That's just because of everything that's over there.
Right. And then Ole Miss, they move up by product of, again, USC moving down. They didn't play, so we didn't really do anything with them.
Yep.
Now, to the part where, please, understand.
We are not trying to predict the AP poll.
Not trying to predict it, but this is hard.
It is.
As this is literally.
In all honesty, the hardest part was 7, 6, and 5.
Yeah, so we do have the same top 4 as the AP poll, I'm guessing.
Yes, top 4 stays the same.
We kept them. The top 6 for us did stay the same.
Despite
in terms of once we got to this whole 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 stretch,
5, 6, and 7 was the hard part. Yes, because Washington just beat
Oregon.
In our rankings, number 7.
But now
Oregon.
Still now top 10 ranked
Then
Oregon.
Penn State kicked the crap out of
UMass.
But I mean, again, it's
one win against
UMass.
New Mexico State.
And then Oklahoma didn't play, so it's hard to not move Washington up to 5. But then at the same time,
it's like,
do they really need to? I mean, yes, they just beat a really good ranked opponent, but it's hard to put them above Penn State. It's also hard to move them above Oklahoma, considering Oklahoma beat the number 3 team last week.
I was like, all 3 of these teams have justification to be number 5 or potentially higher. Like, they beat the number 3 team. They put up 60. They haven't played anybody, but they haven't looked bad at all.
They haven't looked bad.
And so I could understand putting them, but I was like, I still have respect for what Penn State's doing.
Yep.
We left them there, and then we moved Washington up that one spot, which, again, literally, this honestly, I'd even like this group for sure is all the same.
We can almost just say that they're tied at the moment.
We honestly, we probably should have just done that.
We probably should have, though.
But we're not.
We're not smart.
We're not wimps, and we actually rank our teams. No, we rank our teams. We're not the AP poll.
Yeah.
We laid it down. We set our opinion down.
He's really good at dropping markers.
I caught all 3.
Yeah. Ready?
I thought I got away.
Fuck!
Yeah. So
UT goes up.
Yeah.
Because of Oregon's loss. They had a bye week this week. They didn't do anything.
They did not do anything.
But Oregon lost. That's why they went up. UNC. You want to talk about them?
UNC is good. I'll hop back into frame here. I'm kind of in the way. I don't really know what to do. But UNC is good. Drake May is honestly putting up a contest thanks to someone's 3 interceptions for best quarterback in college football. The offense looks good. The defense has a bit of questions. The game in the first half was close. Then all of a sudden they said, "Oh, we're going to show up now and kick their butts," and then kind of gave it back. But still, they're a good team. They're undefeated, which I felt justified in moving ahead of Alabama, who looked like crap, and Oregon again. Who lost? I wanted to give UNC their credit on that one. I was like, again, these two, you could have them switch. I wouldn't really care. You could have Texas still at 10. I wouldn't really care.
Yeah.
I would care a little bit more about that. But I was like, really, these three, you have them mixed. Whatever, we don't really care.
I mean, even with the top 4 this week,
you could, if you had Michigan at 1, one of us wouldn't kill you.
One of us would.
The other one would. There is a reason they are.
They are in all lowercase for a reason.
Yeah, it's not crossed out though, and I
it's
marker,
not. You
so.
should do that.
No, I'm all right.
You should put a little.
Here, I got you.
That's even better. Oh, what are you doing? Oh yeah, I agree with that.
Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like,
Wisconsin
subscribe.
Up.
Well, this is gonna go to absolute chaos now. So if y'all enjoyed, please leave a subscribe. We'll see y'all later. Adios.